Hello, and welcome to the fourth episode of Analyzing Fathers. The purpose of this show is to take a look at fathers from literature and other pop culture outlets, and to see if there is anything we can learn from them as current fathers. Today, we will be finishing our time with the classic cartoon King of the Hill, and taking a look at the parenting of Kahn Souphanousinphone. Kahn Souphanousinphone was born September 15, 1957 in Luang Prabang, Laos. He stands at 5'6" and is an arrogant man. He is rude with a massive superiority complex. He delights in showing off whatever new possession he has, things he knows, or the accomplishments of his daughter to his neighbors. Kahn's personality is most certainly an acquired taste that many are not okay with. Evidence of this comes from his wife Min, who once said that they left Laos and went to Anaheim, California, leaving due to, quote, neighbor problems. Once, when Kahn received a new job in Houston, Min refused to move because their Arlen Street neighbors begrudgingly accept them, and she was tired of running so much. Kahn works in the information technology industry as a systems analyst, a job that pays him well and only serves to add to his braggadocious nature. Being born in Laos and having spent some time in Cambodia before immigrating to the United States, Kahn grew up under two repressive communist regimes. Because of this, Kahn is shown to be the most conservative of the show's regulars, even sometimes surpassing Hank in his pro-Americanism. Despite this, Kahn has a love-hate relationship with his fellow neighbors on Rainy Street. He is more often than not seen calling them rednecks or hillbillies. Due to his attitude and superiority complex, Kahn doesn't have friends in the neighborhood. Most avoid him altogether, even Bill, although they seem to maintain a neighborly politeness, most likely due to Hank and his beliefs. Even Bill, one of the loneliest characters in television history, avoid Kahn, and oftentimes his neighbors take some delight when something bad happens to him. Despite his seeming hate of his so-called redneck neighbors, Kahn is shown to be neutral when it comes to Boomhauer, likely because Boomhauer is never the ringleader or causes problems on his own. It is also possible that Kahn respects or desires Boomhauer's lifestyle, the single playboy with a sports car and seemingly no problems. Men mentioned Kahn was a rebellious playboy in his youth, with a pompadour's hairstyle. Perhaps Kahn sees what could have been in Boomhauer. This, of course, is conjecture on my part. Kahn attends the Nine Rivers Country Club, an exclusive club comprised of almost all Asian members. He was only able to gain membership through scheming and plotting, as Kahn and Min do not seem to be well liked by the more affluent members of Arlen's Asian population. Kahn is shown to constantly suck up to Ted Wasanason, who was a Laotian on the membership committee of Nine Rivers Country Club. Kahn takes every available opportunity to press his lips upon Ted's rear end in an attempt to gain membership, as well as to establish a friendship with Ted, even to the point of using his daughter Kahn Jr., aka Connie, by constantly trying to push her to date Ted's son Chane, despite Chane obviously being a spoiled and obnoxious child. These attempts, most like others from Kahn, never end well, as Ted only uses Kahn's obvious obsession against him to manipulate Kahn for his own ends. For example, at one point, an aging Laotian war hero arrives in Arlen and together with Ted attempts to recruit local Laotian men into a fighting force of sorts. Kahn, hoping he will get in good graces of Ted, bends over backwards to impress the general and Ted, making a complete fool of himself. It isn't until Ted and the general reveal their intentions to actually send the recruited men to join the current fight in Laos that Kahn stands up for himself and takes back some self-respect by quitting the force. Kahn wishes to live like Ted Wasanason, but will not put in the effort, and this is the cause of his endless sucking up to Ted throughout the series. Despite Kahn's consistent mockery of his neighbors and attempts to seem superior, he is shown on a few occasions to not truly know much about the affluent Asian lifestyle. This is given to us through most, if not all, of Kahn's interactions with Ted and his wife. Kahn and Min's obsession with materialism leads them to speak about things they have no knowledge of, or put themselves in positions where their lack of decorum is on display, such as when, in an attempt to impress Ted, Kahn offers to host a gathering for a traditional Laotian holiday at his home. Upon their arrival, Kahn and Min fail spectacularly, leading Kahn to be referred to by Ted as a banana, a derogatory term for Asian Americans, meaning yellow on the outside and white on the inside. This accusation, of course, leads Kahn into an identity crisis that only causes more trouble for himself and his neighbors. Despite Kahn's mistreatment and constant disrespect toward his fellow Rainy Street inhabitants, Kahn seeks the approval and friendship of his neighbors who, as said before, are strangely accepting of his ways. He has also sought out the advice of Hank Hill at times when certain crises arise. This hot and cold attitude could be attributed to Kahn's unspecified form of bipolar disorder. In the show, Kahn takes medication and is said at the time to be a manic depressive. Kahn struggles with taking his medication and at times had displayed his varying personalities when off his medication. He wildly bounces between being brilliant and surprisingly likable when he's taking his medicine and being a miserable, sullen jerk when he's not. It is confusing for his neighbors as it is for the viewer because one never knows which version of Kahn they will encounter. Although Kahn puts on the air of superiority, he constantly seeks the approval of those around him. Usually, those people are ones he sees as better than himself in some form or fashion. As such, when that approval isn't given, Kahn will do near anything to obtain it. For example, when Min's father, a popular general of the Laotian military, visits, Kahn is shown running himself ragged to gain the favor of his father-in-law. Kahn's sadness and abuse is entertaining to Hank and the others at first, but quickly becomes sad and Hank offers him advice. Only through karaoke, Kahn's favorite pastime, does he find reprieve from the abuse and mistreatment. One of Kahn's most notable personality traits is that he is easily enraged by the simplest of things and will often start yelling in Laotian, to which Hank, Bill, Dale, and Boomhauer usually brush off, laugh, or make some stereotypical joke about. Kahn is well aware of the stereotypes portraying Asians and enjoys them. He encourages what is expected of Asians, them being smart, having attractive appearances, excellent jobs, and plays into those beliefs, relishing in them when he has a chance. Kahn is a man of extreme highs and extreme lows, likely due to his bipolar disorder. At one point, he manages to convince his wife Min to, quote, give up like the rednecks. During that time, Kahn lets his home go to shambles and bills pile up to the point that their home is in danger of being foreclosed on, the entire time neglecting his daughter Connie. Another time, while in between jobs, Kahn completely abandons his family, living on the streets, and is caught by Hank cleaning himself in a local restroom. Hank confronts Kahn, and Kahn reveals he won't come home until he has a new and better job, and that he knows Hank will take care of his family until he does. Kahn also tells Hank that he is a good friend, much to Hank and the viewer's surprise. Kahn is not above deception to get his way. For example, when his daughter is denied entry into extracurricular college activities for being an overachieving Asian, Kahn stands outside the interviewer's window decked in the finest redneck garb. With his ass crack showing, Kahn digs around the engine of an old busted El Camino while his daughter, Connie, tells the interviewer about how she has to overcome her horrible redneck poor Asian parents to be the overachiever that she is. Kahn is somewhat egomaniacal, having named his daughter Kahn Jr. despite her being a girl because he wanted a son. Kahn is very strict with Connie, pushing her to be an overachieving Asian in hopes of her having a better future than he and Min had. He constantly forces her to partake in clubs and activities she doesn't like solely because it will look good on her college applications. Kahn has his daughter practicing violin, maintaining an A average, and generally excelling in whatever she does in a stereotypical overbearing Asian parent way. Despite this, Connie says she does these things for herself and not for her parents, as most think. Kahn is devoted and supportive of Connie, although strict majority of the time. His main source of disapproval comes from Connie being friends with and dating Bobby Hill, because he believes Bobby will drag Connie down or hold her back. Ironic, since he isn't above pawning her off at every chance onto Chain Souphanousinphone, who most certainly would do just that to Connie given the chance. What's also interesting is that Kahn admits to knowing Bobby is a good kid and will do what's right when the time arises. So what can we as fathers learn from Kahn Souphanousinphone? To push our children to be better. While I don't agree with forcing children to do things they don't like if it's for the better, I see and understand the sense in it. Our children cannot always see the future as we can, and a push in the right direction can help them discover new likes and to have an easier time in the future. We do our children a great disservice by allowing them to sit around doing nothing and accomplishing nothing. Even now as an adult, with hindsight, I can look back and see moments where a push from my parents might have led to me being in a better position in life right now. Avoidance of materialism and acceptance and gratitude for what we have and what we have done in life. Much of Kahn's troubles come from his attempts to obtain more, trying to suck up or overlooking the good he has. Oftentimes, we as adults look at what others have and covet it for ourselves. We wonder why can't we have that, and in that process, overlook the blessings we do have. Our children see this. Connie saw and was disgusted by her parents' materialism, and their actions may cause issues for her as she grows up. Humility. Kahn often brags and boasts more often than not, ending up with egg on his face in the end. Kahn, as a husband and father, has truthfully done quite well for himself, and his need for outside approval leads to him throwing that in the faces of whomever he can, much to the dismay of everyone around him, especially Connie. No one likes to show off, least of all your children. Arrogance can make one seem uppity while embarrassing those close to you. Connie is seen at times embarrassed by her father's words and actions. Acceptance and willingness to change. Throughout the series, Kahn is shown making behavioral changes and improvements in some areas and becoming better friends with his neighbors. Kahn even grows comfortable with his daughter dating Bobby Hill. This acceptance and willingness leads to Kahn finally making true friends and giving his daughter space to see what she truly likes. In the end, he gets what he tried so hard to obtain when Connie and Bobby break up due to differences. His attempts to separate them only brought them closer, but by accepting what he couldn't control and stepping back, his daughter was able to come to a conclusion on her own. Kahn struggled with mental illness, personal issues, and unemployment, but he never struggled with loving his child and doing what was best for her in the end. That is commendable to say the least, and proves he is a worthy father. Thank you for watching this episode of Analyzing Fathers. Please like and subscribe for more uplifting father-based content and to be notified of future video releases. Comment below any fathers you'd like to see analyzed in the future. Our time with King of the Hill has come to an end. In the next episode, we will be analyzing the parenting of Edward Bloom from the book and film Big Fish.